Balancing school, work, commuting, relationships, fitness, home life, all of it, social life, it's not easy. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, but I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to make the best of what I have and trying to get the best out of what I have. But after going through all of this, there are a few things I've learned that have completely changed how I see everything. I believe it has been the same experience for you guys, for the people who are in similar shoes that I am in. I believe you guys can really relate to this, and it's a lot. It's a lot of things you can learn from this, and it's truly an experience. For the people who have been keeping up with this series, with this podcast, you guys already know that I've been trying to do everything all at once, balancing everything in my life all at once. This has been about the real life of balancing everything as a student. And this episode is just a little bit different. This episode is going to be more of a reflection on my end on how I've experienced all of this and what my takeaways are from this lifestyle of mine. One of the greatest lessons I've learned throughout this journey of mine is that you're never going to get everything perfectly balanced. Almost never. If you do somehow, then that's great for you, but for the most part, you're never going to have everything perfect. There's always going to be busier weeks than others, way more stressful weeks than others, and things that don't go to plan. And that is perfectly normal. That is perfectly normal. The goal isn't to have everything figured out. It's to keep adjusting. I've had many weeks where it's just been way too busy for me. I've been way too stressed with everything going on around me. And like I said, things just don't go to plan. And I, for one, didn't really take into account that things might not go into plan. And as soon as I started seeing my plans not go the way they are, I would kind of freak out. I would get stressed out. I'd be like, there's no way, I need to get this done. I can't do this without doing this. And it's just like a giant circle of stress. It just keeps going round and round and round. I never really planned for days like that, especially since I thought I had everything under control, where I thought I had a good plan. And I was thinking to myself that there's no way that I can even have one stressful week with this plan. If I stick to this plan, it'll go great, But that just wasn't the case. Stuff popped up. There was one time where the power in my house went out for almost an entire night, and I did not plan for that. I had to adjust. I had to go to the Starbucks near me just to get some work done. But just having the power out in my house and fearing that maybe I won't even be able to have light in my house, all the essentials, it gets to me, and I never really planned for that stuff. So it's a hard balance try to keep up with, and it's not perfect, but it works. It works the best for me. Another thing I could add is that everything is a trade-off. Every decision you make comes with a trade-off. Working means less free time. Commuting means less flexibility. And focusing on goals means sacrificing comfort. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that you're choosing your priorities. I've had to deal with many trade-offs with this lifestyle, picking and choosing what is and what isn't a priority for me. And with these trade-offs, it comes with a positive and a negative. Working, the positive is obviously you get money, you get to interact with other people that you would never interact with, all the such. But that just means I have less free time to do other things like hang out with family, hang out with friends, just those things, go on a date, any of that. It's it takes a lot of your free time away, and it gets annoying at times, knowing that you can't really do the things you really want, knowing that you have to work. And then, you know, commuting means less flexibility. That is a pain, because for me, the way I see it, I kind of lose 2 hours of my day just to nothing. Not to nothing, but I can study and whatnot. But I'm just sitting there. I'm just waiting to get home for 2 hours. And it takes a lot out of my time. And also the drive home, because I have to go to the metro stop, to the station, and then from there go home. And then from there to home is also just another like 20 minutes that's taken away. And those 20 minutes, I can't do nothing. I'm driving. So it's there's a lot of trade-offs with this lifestyle, but if you feel like you're up to it, then there's really nothing stopping you. If there's one thing that has always stood out, it's discipline. It's always been discipline, not motivation. Talent can come, it can be a standout, but discipline has always been the greatest standout, because there's so many days you don't feel like doing anything. You just want to lay in bed and have the day to yourself, but yet you still show up. And over time, that's what separates you, from not wanting to get up. That separates you from a lot of other people. I know a lot of people that would choose comfort over discomfort. And it's not easy choosing discomfort, especially when you're already in such a comfortable place, such a comfortable position. It's so hard to get out there and be discomforted. But what stands out the most is that just getting up, being disciplined to your system, to your schedule, and showing up even when you don't feel like it. I feel like the hardest working people have always had the greatest discipline. The most successful people I've ever seen had the most discipline. They never let feelings or urges get into the way of what they actually needed to get done. That's why I emphasize discipline throughout this series so much, just because I really don't think that many people understand how important discipline is, and how far it can get you in life. It might not show now, but I can guarantee you it will show up in somebody's eyes. Somebody will see all the hard work, all the discipline that you're putting into your life and your goals that you want to accomplish. And it takes a lot out of you, and people will see that, and you will be appreciated. And I believe in karma. I believe good karma is gonna come around, and you'll get whatever you want in life if you just stick to it. And another thing I want to emphasize is that it's okay to slow down sometimes. Something I learned out of this is that slowing down doesn't mean you're falling behind. It just means that sometimes you're going to need a break. You're going to need a reset for a bit, or just like a moment of breath. Because you honestly can't go 100% forever. And that's perfectly fine. I can't do it. I can almost guarantee that none of you guys can go 100% forever. And that's normal. That's fine. That's expected, to be honest. And it's okay to take a break here and there. If the pile of work, if the amount of hours you've been putting into yourself day by day, it drains you slowly, but it's for something good. But sometimes you just need a break. If it's for school, maybe you can take like maybe you can take a weekend off and have it to yourself. Take it as like a mental reset, to make sure that your head's straight, that you're not going too off topic, and that you still have the vision, you still have the plan in mind, but you just need a mental reset from all the craziness that's been happening. And that's perfectly fine. I honestly suggest that, so you avoid burnout. Because like I said in my previous episodes, burnout is one of the worst. It kills your motivation. For me, sometimes it kills my discipline. And I hate burnout. I've always hated burnout. So taking a break, taking a moment of breath, having a mental reset is one of the best things you can have for yourself, because you know you're gonna still need to show up, and like I said, you can't do it forever. So take breaks, reset, gain your 100% back, and then keep going. If I could go back in time and tell myself something, it would most likely be along the lines of something like, I would first tell myself to stop comparing yourself to others. For me, that's been my biggest problem, especially when I was younger. I've always liked to compare myself to others, making sure I was either doing as good or even better than them. And that would obviously lead me to so much stress, so much anxiety, so much unnecessary stuff in my life. And it would just do damage to me more than anything. So I would first want to tell myself to stop comparing yourself to others and just keep doing what you are doing. Just focus on your path. It's your path. It's not his or hers path. It's not the parents' path. It's not the professor's path. It's your path. Only you get to decide how your life goes and how that path is going to be taken. So if you know your own path, just follow it. Don't worry about anybody else. Just follow it. It's only for you. Another thing I would like to tell myself is stay consistent, but not perfect. I remember in my earlier years of college, I would only care about perfection. I only cared about getting that A and making sure every bit of detail in my work was perfect. But I realized that it takes more time out of my day to try to make everything perfect than anything. It kind of just takes away my time. I could have been using that to go socialize, to go hit the gym, anything else, because I believe I still would have got that A, and I just wasted my time. And then one last thing I would tell myself is trust that what you're building matters. I know, and for me now, it still seems a little wiggly that what I'm building if it's good enough, if it's the right thing. But I gotta have trust in myself, because I know I'm capable and smart enough to know what I need to build, and I know what I'm building matters. And no matter how things go, I just need to stick to what I'm building, because I know at the end it will pay off. It will. I just gotta keep telling myself that, and you guys gotta keep telling yourself that too. What you guys doing matters, and it will matter in the long run, and you guys will thank yourselves every day for it. The podcast started as a way to talk about something real, something very genuine in my life. The balancing and everything, and how I live my life. And if you guys have been listening throughout this whole series, I appreciate it a lot, because this isn't just about content. It's about shared experiences and my personal experiences. It's I wanted to get it out there, and I wanted to see if anyone can relate to it. So for those who have been following this series, thank you a lot. I appreciate you guys so much. If any episode helped you guys out, send it to someone who might need it, because I can almost guarantee a lot of you guys know somebody in this position, or in any of the positions I've talked about in my previous episodes. And if you're balancing everything right now like me, just know you're not alone, and it will be worth it. And just keep it going. Thank you guys for everything. I hope you guys liked it, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.